I add in a bowl the milk and water which are at lukewarm temperature. Watch out, the water mustn't be hot, otherwise the yeast in the next step will not work. I add the yeast and a teaspoon of sugar to the mixture and mix it with a whisk. I add 30 grams of the measured flour to the mixture and continue mixing. I leave the mixture aside for at least 20 minutes until the yeast is activated. In another bowl, I add the rest of the flour, salt and sugar and I leave them aside. I put the nuts in a blender and crush them lightly. If there are nuts that don't become small enough pieces, crush them with a pestle. I leave them aside for later. I measure 100 grams of butter and I leave it outside the fridge until it's at room temperature. I add the egg into the bowl with the flour and I start beating it with a mixer using the kneading hooks. Then I add the yeast mixture and continue beating for at least 10 minutes. Once the dough has a soft texture, I add the butter in pieces and continue beating with a mixer. Watch out! If the butter is not at room temperature, then it will take longer for the dough to rise in the following steps. Once the dough has a soft texture again, I add the nuts and raisins and beat until they're well combined. Normally the recipe requires raisins that I didn't add because I didn't have. I spread some butter into a bowl and I place the dough inside it. I let the dough rest for at least 1.5 to 2 hours, covered with clinging film. I take out the dough and divide it into pieces, depending on the cake form you will be using. You can use any cake form you like. I leave the dough to the cake forms to rest for at least 30 minutes, covered with clinking film. I preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius. I bake the Kugelhopfs until they have a golden brown color. Depending on the cake forms, the time can be from 30 minutes to 1 hour. I heat a little butter over low heat and spread on the upper surface of the Kugelhopfs. sift powdered sugar and garnish with a few nuts.